Hello, students, how are you? I hope you all are doing great. Today, in this video, we will start our new chapter, chapter number 6, Motion and Time. We all often observe that objects like motor vehicles, aeroplanes, animals, birds, and human beings are having different types of motion. We also know that different heavenly objects like the galaxies, stars, sun, planets, and the moon are all in motion. It is also known that our earth is moving around the sun. When we are sitting at one place, the blood in our bodies is flowing through the arteries and veins. Also, and air is flowing into and out of our lungs. We thus realize that motion is an integral part of our life. Now, what do we say about the rest and motion? What is rest and what is motion? Rest. The objects which do not change their position are said to be at rest, or you can say, when the position of an object with respect to its immediate surrounding does not change with time, it is said to be rest with respect to its surrounding. And what is motion? The objects which change their position with respect to their surrounding or with respect to or by both are said to be in motion. So, rest and motion are these. Now, take example, if you are sitting on a chair and if you are sleeping, then it is rest, and if you are running and bicycling, then you said you are in motion. Now, what is the difference between rest and motion? A body is said to be at rest if its position does not change with respect to a fixed point in its surrounding. As we see earlier, example, a book lying on the table, a bench fixed in a park. And what is a motion? A body is said to be in motion if its position continuously changes with respect to its surrounding, changes with time. Example, a flying bird, a boy playing football. So, this is the difference between rest and motion. Next is all motion is relative, or we can say rest and motion are relative. It is important to realize that all motion is relative. A given object may be regarded as being at rest by one observer and being in motion by another observer. A person sitting in a moving train is at rest with respect to his fellow passenger but is in motion with respect to the objects outside the train. This is the situation when object in one situation can be at rest but in another situation the same object is in motion. I hope you understand this. Now, types of motion. How many types of motion we have? Let us check out. Periodic, rectilinear, curvilinear, translatory, circulatory, and oscillatory. Now, let us see them with the examples. Vibratory motion, when you if you have a wire and when you touch it, then you see in the picture it vibrate. So this is vibratory motion. Linear motion, when you are moving straight. Curvilinear motion, when you are moving in curve. Okay, and as a example, when you throw ball in a curve. Oscillatory motion, the big example of it is pendulum. Okay, the pendulum means oscillatory motion. Circulatory motion, earth revolve, so that is circular motion. Rotatory motion, that is example which we have of fan. So these are the different examples of the types of motion. Next is motion along a straight line. Or we can say that the objects concerned are moving along a straight path. Such motions are known as simple rectilinear motion or linear motion. So, an object is said to be have a rectilinear motion if it changes its position along a straight line or path. Next is speed. What is a speed? Speed is a measure of how fast an object is moving. We therefore regard speed as an indicator of the rate of a given motion. In our daily life, we come across two common situations. First is different objects may take different times to cover the same distance. We then call that object as the fastest, which takes the least time. Second, different objects may cover different distances in the same time. Here, we call that object as the fastest, which covers the maximum distance in a given time. So, the formula for speed is which we use is speed is equal to distance upon time. Okay, how we calculate the speed? We calculate the speed by using the formula speed is equal to distance upon time, and the basic unit of distance is meter. The basic unit of time is second. So, and we have formula speed is equal to distance upon time. Therefore, the basic unit of speed is meter per second. Okay, the basic unit of speed is meter per second. We have formula speed is equal to distance upon time. Through this we can find out speed, and if you have to find distance, then we will write distance is equal to speed into time, and if we have to find out time, then we will write distance upon speed. So in this way we can find out speed, distance and time. Next is average speed. The average speed of an object is defined as the total distance traveled divided by the total time. Okay, so average speed is equal to total distance upon total time. So I hope up to here all these concepts are clear to you. Thank you very much.